Hey GolfPass, Nick Dougherty here, and we're coming to you from Portstewart Golf Club, beautiful links course in Northern Ireland, and we're going to take this opportunity to talk about hitting it further. Why wouldn't we? It's the thing in the game that we'd all love to do more of. There's a few things we need to focus on, so let's get stuck into it. First of all, what's going to make the ball go furthest? Well, we're going to talk about it with driver, because of course it's the thing that shifts us furthest. Making sure you're fit for a driver that's right for your swing is really important to start with, because if you're not using the right equipment, then you're going to struggle to get the most out of the club, making sure you get the right launch, right spin rate, all those factors, but we can help it too. So there's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, how high we tee it up is going to be really important, because we're going to talk about angle of attack here. What does that mean? Well, the angle of attack is the angle at which the golf club approaches the golf ball. So when we're hitting an iron, we always want that to be a descending blow. Club's coming down, strikes the ball, touches the turf, takes out the divot, beautiful, compressed. With the driver, trying to hit it a long way, less so. Now, whilst the average on the PGA Tour is still almost zeroing out, the really big hitters, think about someone like Rory McIlroy, they are hitting up on the golf balls. That means that club is coming down, 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 bottoms out, and then starts to go up, 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 boom, catches the golf ball. And we're talking, when he's really trying to shift one, sometimes as much as 6 degrees. Now, we're not going to go to extremes, but we're certainly going to try and help ourselves by getting it to 1 or 2 degrees up when we're looking for that really long ball. So to do that, there's no point teeing it right down, because you can see as I'm coming into that golf ball, if I'm starting to come up, 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 it's going to be really easy to top that thing, or certainly hit it really low on the face. Low on the face is not going to help us. So nice high tee, and by that, feel free with a normal length tee peg to sort of, well, barely put it in the floor, barely put the thing down in the ground. And I always have my pinky out when I'm putting the ball on the tee into it, and when as soon as my pinky sort of really grazes that turf, yeah, I'm good. Now that's nice and high, it's sat up, and it means I can hit up the golf ball. How else can I assist? Ball position. So if that ball's back in my stance, I exaggerate and I put it back here, well, of course I'm going to hit it on the way down. So to hit it on the way up, we're going to go the other way. We're not going to go like crazy with it, but we're certainly going to nudge it onto our front toe. And you can see if I move it right onto my front toe, as far forward as that, I'm going to make it really easy for me to come down, bottom out, and then start to go up. I'm starting to go up here, and that's going to help me to get that higher launch. Now, what else do we need? We need lower spin. Of course, the higher tee peg allows me to strike it on the face a little higher up. Let's talk about a couple of things with this. Low on the face, not so good for distance. Increase in spin when we hit it low. It'll launch lower, spin more, short. We want high launch, low spin. You've heard the top players talk about it. That's what we're looking for. So we want to hit it a little higher up on the face, and ideally in the middle. So this is where we talk about hitting the ball further without swinging off our feet, because when we try and hit it too hard, we tend to spray it around the face. And when we miss the middle, we lose distance. When we hit it in the toe, it'll want to turn over, but it will also knock the spin too low on it, hit it in the heel. Again, that makes the spin come up and produces that cut shape. So really focusing in on making sure, sounds obvious, awfully true, making sure we get the golf ball lined up for the middle of the club face, but focusing on striking it in the middle of the face. Sounds easy, do you actually do it? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. So now we've set up for success. Balls forward, high tee, and with that we're going to have a little bit more tilt this way, because the ball's naturally further forward. You can see I've created a little bit of angle here in my upper body that again is going to help me to hit up the back of the golf ball. Really from here, something that goes against what you'd think is the transition. This is really important. So first of all, let's just whip one away here with that feeling of off the front toe. So creating a bit more angle at address, nice high tee peg, and let's give one a whip down there. And it's awfully high in the air, but there's a few things I can do to help with this as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to work on trying to get the transition to try and help us here, because the thing that happens most when guys struggle off the tee is that they get really quick in transition, and that's because we're trying to hit it hard. Now when we're trying to hit it hard, super easy to want to thrutch at it from the top, so we need to resist that. You have to almost feel like it's oily in that change of direction, so it's going to feel like we go up and it's going silky smooth as we change direction and start coming back down the other way. So the sensation is we're going to wait as we start to come down, and then we're going to try and turn on the power a little later. That's the feeling. It won't happen, but what it stops us doing is snatching from the top, and that's when we have lots of problems. So ironically, I almost feel smoother. Jack Nicklaus used to say that. He used to say it almost felt like he was smoother when he was trying to hit it a long way. And when we do that, we're getting that lovely high launch and low spin. So that's going to be really critical for us. When we're trying to hit the golf ball a long way, we have to resist the urge to try and hit the thing as hard as we possibly can. And sure, we want speed, but we want it in the right places. So it's going to be really important to have the right setup, right transition. The other thing you'll see when you think about Rory McIlroy, this is a great way for us to finish this. The reason Rory hits it so far, he's not super tall, is because he has great sequencing in the golf swing, kinematic sequence. Really complicated way of saying the order in which things come down from the top. So for Rory, what we'll notice with him when he swings is that his lower half is starting to come back the other way whilst the backswing is still finishing. So you'll see Rory will go up, and as that club's still going back, he's starting to come the other way. So it'll be like this, and what it does is it sort of loads that club and creates that elasticity that will then massively come out. So then the force transfers out to the club as he pushes up away from the ground. So getting to be able to disassociate our lower half and upper half is really important in golf, and the way we do it, great little drill. Again, it is a drill, not one for hitting balls with. Feet together, it's called the step 2 drill. And what you'll do is, as you get halfway back, we're going to step forward, keep going and swing. And what you're doing is you're teaching your brain the physiology, but also the neurology behind being able to move one way with the lower half while the other half is still going back in the golf swing. And you'll create that same feeling that Rory has. So 5 of those a day. It's like going to the gym. See it like bicep curls, but instead it's golf curls, so that when you can get out there and play, we're picking up that distance, we're feeling that wonderful synchronization in the golf swing that allows us maybe not to hit it as far as Rory, but not too far behind. Okay, maybe 30 behind, but that's how we hit a little bit further. Hope it helps you out.